In this video, I'm going to do a deep dive analysis of the stock picking and investing tips of a YouTuber named MCash. I'm going to show you what your ROI would be if you invested based on his stock tips, and I'm also going to discuss some of the issues that I see with the type of investing advice that's being provided on his channel. Bottom line up front, for those who only came for the conclusion, if you invested $100 based on every single stock tip that MCash has provided since January 1st, 2021, your return on investment would be sitting at a whopping 43%.
Damn, Daniel.
Now, obviously a 43% return on investment is absolutely incredible, and I think anybody would be thrilled to have that over the course of a year, let alone 2 months. That said, I think there are some questionable elements to the advice that's being provided and the way that these penny stock tips are being portrayed on the channel. So I'm going to get into that. If you're interested in seeing all of that analysis, stick around. If you're new to the series and new to the channel, what I'm doing here is I'm tracking a group of stock market YouTubers to see what the quality of their stock tips actually are. And the group of YouTubers that I'm currently tracking is Financial Education, Tom Nash, JJ Buckner, MCash, Stealth Wealth Investing, Practical Investing, and Connor Invests. If any of those 7 YouTubers uploads a video where they say that they're buying or they suggest that they're feeling bullish about a stock, I assume that we're buying $100 and I update that in the spreadsheet. And same thing if they say sell, then I assume that we sell and I update the spreadsheet to reflect that as well. I think it's going to be an interesting experiment. Right now I have maybe about a month and a half of data under my belt, but I think as we go along, it's going to get more and more interesting. And I should state that over the last month and a half, the market on average has been trending very bullish. But once we reach a point where the overall market is trending downward, that's when we're going to separate the real quality from the not so good investing advice. Like I said, today I'm doing a deep dive on a YouTuber named MCash. You may have heard of him. He has over 150,000 subscribers, so that's quite a large following. And most of his videos are getting in the tens of thousands, if not the hundreds of thousands of views. Since January 1st, 2021, MCash has uploaded a total of 49 videos to YouTube. And if you watched those videos and immediately ran to your stockbroker with $100 in your hand and said, I want to invest, your total return on investment right now would be over 43%, 43.57%. Now let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. I'll walk you through some of this. So as you can see here, this is the first stock tip of the year, which was provided on January 2nd. He uploaded a video with a number of stock tips, actually. And a lot of these are well in the positive. Here, this column D is showing the purchase price of the stock. Column E is showing the current market price of the stock. And column F is showing the gain loss on that initial $100 investment. And so some of these are a big, like this one here, OEG, is almost a 4x over the course of a month and a half, which is kind of crazy. Another one down here, TRXC, doing very, very well. And so as we scroll through here, you can get a sense of the types of stocks that MCash is recommending, as well as the range that they're trading in. Some larger cap companies, but also a lot of penny stocks in the $1, $2, $3 range. And so I'll just scroll through here slowly so you can get a good idea. And as we scroll down here to the totals, you can see total invested $5,000. And that's based on those 50 stock tips. I realized I made a mistake. He hasn't uploaded 50 videos, but in those videos, there have been 50 distinct stock tips. And here is the total gain loss. And like I said, that ROI, 43.57%, very impressive. There are a couple of reasons why I'm going to withhold judgment on the quality of MCash's stock tips and investing advice for now, though. First of all, it's only been about 6 weeks since I've been tracking MCash's stock picks, and that's not enough data. You know, the market in general has been trending quite bullish over that time, so really I need a longer time horizon to get a good sense of what the quality of this advice is. A second reason why I remain a little bit skeptical is just the way that the information is presented and the way that it feels a little bit like a sales pitch. MCash is always going to remind you, the viewer, of the stock tips that are doing well since he provided them. But he's going to gloss over or not mention at all some of the ones that have not been doing so well. And here's a couple of examples of videos of his where, before getting into the latest stock pick, he's going to take you back and show you just how well some of his older stock picks are doing. And this is, of course, an attempt to build legitimacy.
real quick, you guys wanted me to give you an update about our previous stock pick we talked about, which was Global Star, or ticker symbol GSAT. They skyrocketed today by over 55%. Real quick, you guys wanted me to give you an update about our previous pick, Gilat Satellites, or ticker symbol GILT. We talked about this one when they were trading at $5 a share, and since then, they went up by over 300% in under a month.
This is a tactic to build credibility and legitimacy, but one issue I see with this is that publishing a video every single day with a different stock pick is providing MCash with almost limitless numbers of stocks that he can then go back to later on and pick and choose the ones that are doing really well, because he has so many to choose from because he's been providing so many stock tips. So in this way, he'll always be able to point at something and say, look, hey, if you had invested in this stock back when I told you to, you would have doubled your money or tripled your money or whatever. And maybe I'm nitpicking here, but I feel like it's a bit of an issue that he never goes back and mentions the stocks that aren't doing so well, because in my mind, that would convey a more wholesome approach to these stock tips and wouldn't seem like he's trying to make a sales pitch just to falsely build up legitimacy and credibility. And just going back to the spreadsheet here, even if we look back over the past couple weeks, there are some stock picks that have not done very well. For instance, this one on February 4th, MTP, is down about 25%. This one here, down 13%. This one here, STCN, also down 25%. Another one here, down 25%. A third reason why I'm a little bit skeptical about this channel and these stock tips and the way the information is portrayed is the fact that MCash is claiming to be investing in these companies himself, but in my mind isn't providing the viewer with any adequate proof that he's doing that. In most of his videos, actually, he tells the viewers how many shares in the company that he supposedly owns. Check these out.
Today I'm going to be talking about a stock I picked up more of, and I'm holding 900 shares strong. Today I'm going to be talking about a stock I picked up more of, and I'm holding 3,000 shares strong. Today I'm going to be talking about a stock I picked up more of, and I'm holding 500 shares strong.
The thing about this though is that now I'm able to actually track the number of shares that MCash supposedly owns in each of these companies. And of course, then it's not so difficult to figure out what the market value of those investments would actually be if MCash was investing in each company the way that he says he is. And so I created a new column here for shares MCash is holding strong, and then I'm just multiplying the number of those shares by the current market price of those shares. And so as you scroll down here, you can see he's not providing those details for every single stock tip, but for a lot of them he is. And if you add all of those up, that's over $480,000, and that's just in the last 6 weeks. So I'm assuming that if we go back many more weeks and months, the amount that MCash is supposedly holding strong is going to be a huge figure, like potentially in the millions.
We were sitting next to a millionaire.
When stock market YouTubers suggest that they're investing in a company as well, it's another tactic to build credibility and legitimacy and to assuage the fears of viewers that might be a little bit worried about investing. But if you know that the person on the other side of the camera is investing in that company and has put their money where their mouth is, then that's going to make you feel more comfortable about investing as well. So if it turns out that MCash is actually not holding all of the shares that he says he is holding strong, then I think that would be a little bit problematic. And I'll give MCash the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe he is a multi-millionaire investor who's just sharing his stock tips generously with the denizens of the internet. Anyways, in conclusion, MCash is obviously doing incredibly well since I started tracking him at the beginning of January, and I'm really interested to see over several more weeks and months what the results will end up looking like. If anything, this has really proven to me that diversification is key. And if you own a diversified portfolio, even if a lot of that is penny stocks and companies that some might consider to be kind of trash, you can end up earning a lot of money. And 43.57% over a month and a half is just insane. As always, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe because I'll be bringing more updates on this little stock market YouTuber tracking experiment. And next week, I think I'm going to compare two YouTubers. I'm going to compare financial education to the results of one of these penny stock tip YouTubers to see what the difference is. See you next time.